Alrighty. So, I will be ranking season 1 of SpongeBob. Yep, 22 years old, and this is what I choose to do with my time. So, hit the subscribe button. No, I don't know. I'm just gonna get right into this. I have sorted every episode of season 1 by episode 1. I think it's 41 episodes in the season. Fun fact, because Reef Blower is actually a 4-minute long episode that comes between Help Wanted and Tea at the Tree Dome. Anyways, yeah, basically I'm just gonna do a tier list because that form of content is not outdated or anything. I am basically going to comment on each episode, like, why I put it where I put it, because that's not typical for these kinds of videos. So I'm just going to get right off with it. Help Wanted, easy S tier. Like, the first episode, iconic. I really like the way, I think it's this episode where Squidward's house has the little bamboo shoots out next to each side. It's something that did not come back, but it is so embedded in my mind that is how his house should look. I'm going to try to be very sparing with S ranks too, because, like, if I were to just be, like, if I were to be generous with them, half of these episodes would be S rank. But yeah, Help Wanted is just so iconic. I mean, they got Tiny Tim in there, like, not my style of music in the slightest, but come on, that is just so nostalgic. It doesn't matter if you like Tiny Tim or not. That is nostalgia. With Reef Blower, I'm going to go with a B. I understand that it was budget limitations, unlike what a lot of people think, where it was, people think that the reason that it has no audio is because of an audio error in processing and recording. That was actually proven false. It is just budget restrictions from what I've heard recently, I guess. I can't really say that without, like, uncertainty, but Reef Blower, it's not bad. It's just they don't accomplish much in 4 minutes. And it's an inconsequential episode. Like, a lot of episodes are inconsequential. I get that. Like, you can just skip over it and it doesn't matter. That's true for so many episodes. But, like, this one feels more so just on the grounds that it's silent. Like, I guess. I don't know. Tea at the Tree Dome. I haven't watched this one in a while, but I'm between B and C. I don't really care for Sandy as a character. I guess B tier because early Sandy wasn't that bad. It seems like they boiled her character down later to be just like, I don't know. It seems like they boiled her down to just being everything has to be extreme. Bubble Stand, it's a giraffe. What can I say? Like, I know I said I was going to be sparing with the S tiers, but, like, come on. Ripped Pants is going to go with A. Like, I like the episode. The issue is I had the Home Sweet Pineapple DVD when I was a kid. I still have it. It's somewhere in my room here, but I watched that movie, that DVD, so many times, and Ripped Pants was on there, so I've kind of seen Ripped Pants to a point where it's like, it's overdone, but it gets A because, like, that song at the end goes so unlawfully hard. It is so good for no valid reason. Like, I don't know. That's really all there is to it. I haven't seen jellyfishing in a while. Oh, I don't remember this episode all that well. I'll just give it a B. And then I'll watch it when I'm done recording this, and just I'll put in the description, or I'll put a pinned comment or whatever that's like, hey, yeah, jellyfishing goes blank instead. Plankton is also a B tier. I like the episode. I like "Shut your mouth, you mediocre clarinet player." Like that line is really good. But like all in all, it's a solid episode. It that's all there really is to it. Is it's a pretty solid episode. It's not outstanding like these two. Doesn't have any good songs in it. It's just plankton. I'll give it that. The title screen art here, like I've made no secret in any of my videos that I was a coward when I was a kid. This used to just be like really unsettling to me because like the music on the title card plus the dark color scheme on the title card, it was always creepy to me. Like I guess as creepy as SpongeBob can get. Like I think that scene, the mitten from that one episode where they're on the roller coaster with the like infant. I think that about best describes how scary SpongeBob can get. Actually, I changed my mind. There is an episode that I'm going to talk more about the creepiness of. But yeah, I think I've talked about Plankton enough. Naughty Nautical Neighbors. I'm torn between B and C because like I like the episode. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of the episodes in this season because it's season 1. You can't go wrong. But like, it's another one that's like kind of weak. But like at the same time, it kind of introduces Squidward a lot better and how he is. Because like that's something I like about the earlier episodes. I'm gonna put it in B tier for now, but I might come back. I like this about the earlier episodes. Like you've got Plankton. I mean that episode just introduces Plankton. You've got Reef Blower. It introduces the concept of what a reef blower is. You've got jellyfishing, which introduces you to this sport. You've got Tea at the Tree Dome, which introduces you to Sandy. Like season 1 did fantastic introducing you to different characters. Help Wanted even has a really good introduction to Patrick as a character, even though I mean, as the secondary protagonist sort of character, Patrick is like he gets a lot more development in shorter bursts throughout the series rather than all at once. But yeah, I really like how there's different episodes in season 1 to just introduce these characters. I don't actually remember Boating School. I don't remember which one this is because it's not the one with no, maybe it is that one. Is Boating... No, that one was like season 3 where SpongeBob actually gets his license from extra credit. Yeah, I'll have to also watch this one. For now, it can take up C tier because I feel like I've just been neglecting C tier. I'll put the... No, that's not the right one. I'll put the 2 that I have to go back and watch into C tier, and then I'll correct them. Pizza Delivery is S tier. Not even because of the episode itself. Like, it's a good episode. It's a solid episode. But there is a edit by, I believe, Awful Fawful from, like, a decade ago called Deliver Us. That shit is an experience. Deliver Us is not an edited SpongeBob episode or a YouTube poop. No. Deliver Us is an experience, and anybody who hasn't seen it is missing out so badly. Go watch Deliver Us. A channel has re-uploaded it because it got taken down because, all the Viacom shit. But Deliver Us is just phenomenal. Go watch it. Just, there is one part that you probably want to mute because it uses that stupid flashbang sound effect for like 30 seconds. Like after that, it's really just I stop about halfway through, right after the Matrix scene. Like that's because it stops being like more along the lines of an emotional experience and starts actually being comedic, and I just don't like it after that point. Anyways, enough about Pizza Delivery. Home Sweet Pineapple. This might be controversial, but I'm going to go with D tier. It's not a bad episode. It's just suffering from the same thing that Ripped Pants suffers from, in that it was on the DVD that I have, and I watched it to death. Don't get me wrong, the nematodes are kind of funny at the beginning, but like, that's kind of where it stops for me. Overall, the episode's just kind of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. This is the one where... Is this... Yeah, this is the one where they go... Where they go to the Mermalair and take care of it, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. This will be my first actual D tier or C tier, because it's not a bad episode. I just don't care for it all that much, assuming it's the one I'm thinking it is. Pickles is gonna be, I think, another C tier. I think, because like it's not. I don't know. Like it's iconic. Like everybody knows you forgot the pickles, but like overall. Well, no, because there is the insanity arc there where SpongeBob is doing everything backwards in his house. He's got the egg nailed to the wall. I think it's an egg. You know what? No, that one's getting bumped up to B tier because, like, I forgot about that entire part. That's a pretty good episode. I'm just realizing now that I haven't watched a lot of these episodes in ages. I probably should have freshened up my knowledge before doing this, but, like, whatever. Hall Monitor. I gotta go with E for Hall Monitor. I never liked this episode, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know Patrick's whole woo-woo, woo-woo part was, like... It's iconic. It's there. And then, you know, screaming about, it's the maniac, take him away. That part's iconic too, but like, I don't know, overall I feel like there's better choices to spend 11 minutes watching. Like Jellyfish Jam. Need I explain? Do I need to explain this choice right here? I don't think I do. Sandy's Rocket. Once again, on the same Home Sweet Pineapple episode. But I think I'm going to give that a B too, because it's just like, I always liked the whole stupidity of SpongeBob and Patrick going and capturing everybody because they think they're aliens, and then turning on each other at the end. Like, I always thought that was funny. And, like, I haven't seen that episode in ages either. So, like, I guess it's not as fresh. I saw that one just as many times as Home Sweet Pineapple and Ripped Pants, but like those two are way more memorable to me. But like, yeah, Sandy's Rocket's a good episode. Squeaky Boots, if you ignore the squeaking throughout the entire episode, I would say is an easy A. Like, it's got a somewhat creepy vibe going on, I think, and that really helps it. Like, I don't know, the scene where Mr. Krabs gets out of his little hammock bed thing and breaks his leg off in the hole in the floorboard, and then it happens again, those just, like, that scene always stuck out to me. Like, wow, that's unlawfully creepy for SpongeBob. Once again, you know, I call forth the mitten from that one episode in Glove World, but okay, onward to Nature Pants, I suppose. Is this... No, this is not the one. This is the one where he goes off to live with the jellyfish. Yeah, I think I'm giving this one a C as well. For some reason, I was thinking of the episode where he breaks his ass at Sand Mountain and then hides indoors. And then there's the gorilla scene at the end. And that always just confused me as a kid. Still confuses me. It doesn't make any sense. The family sitting on the couch after that scene is just the embodiment of my reaction to it. Opposite Day. Opposite Day, I'm gonna go with another C. Just because, like, I've seen it so many times. It was on the, what disc was it? I don't think it was Naughty Nautical Neighbors had it. It was on a disc that had Big Pink Loser on it. And it was one of the earlier couple of episodes on that disc. It also had Rockabye Bivalve on that disc. I think that was a season 2 one, actually. But it had... Opposite Day was on that disc. I know that for a fact. Not a bad episode. Not the best one, I would say. Culture Shock, though, is an easy A. Watching Squidward, like, I have these vivid memories of being a kid. Culture Shock was also on the Home Sweet Pineapple disc, but being up wicked late at night, well, I guess wicked late for like a 7 or 8 year old, however old I was at the time, being up wicked late watching SpongeBob, and like the scene where Squidward does his weird dance crap in Culture Shock, like, that was so wild to me. Like, thinking about it now gives me the same feeling as like looking at a liminal space. It's like, it's weird to describe it. Like, that's all there is to it. Yeah, banger episode. A tier, easy A. Fun. What is fun? Fun is when you... Fun is... I'm gonna go with B tier, honestly. Like, it's not a bad episode. It shows that there's a little bit more to Plankton's character than I'm going to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula, Krabs. But, like, at the same time, it's not really my kind of episode, I guess. There's too much singing involved. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's funny if you compare the Fun song from Fun and the track Your Best Friend from Undertale. They are just interchangeable. But I think that's just all there really is to it. Muscle Bob Buff Pants. Hey you! Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. I'm gonna go with F tier. It's funny the first time around, but it is unbearable these days. I cannot stand that episode. It just goes on too long. None of the jokes really landed, other than Sandy's workout routine. I'll admit that always entertains me. But, I mean, once again, it was on the Home Sweet Pineapple disc. Saw it hundreds of times. Not really much. Oh, wait, you know what? I might be confusing discs, because I had the Home Sweet Pineapple disc and the SpongeBob Scaredy Pants disc. So, some of the episodes I said were on Home Sweet Pineapple might be from Scaredy Pants. Speaking of, Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost is B tier, honestly. It's another one kind of like Muscle Bob Buff Pants that just, like, it kind of drags out. But the sequence where they're walking him around, just, that sequence still gets a chuckle out of me. Mostly because I don't understand that one, too low is the track. I don't understand that joke. Like, I didn't understand it as a kid. I don't get it now. And funny enough, the video I just watched that inspired this video, the guy said the same thing pretty much. Like, that joke, he doesn't understand it. Like, The Chaperone, A tier. You do the sponge, you do the sponge. I mean, what more can I say? And then the scene where he's crying in the bathroom is hilarious to me. Like, I don't know, it has always been funny. It was funnier to me as a kid, obviously, but, like, the way he's whine talking is hilarious. Like, Tom Kenny is an impressive voice actor. Did you know Tom Kenny is actually behind quite a few of the sound effects heard in SpongeBob? Now you know. And if you already knew, well, I don't know what to tell you. Do you want a lollipop or something? Employee of the Month is an easy S tier. The shenanigans throughout the end half of that episode That just... Also, he can't go to work if he doesn't wake up. If you just take that part and put like a shotgun rack afterwards, it's a lot funnier. Albeit a lot more like morbid, but you know, it's funnier. Scaredy Pants is an easy A. Just a memorable, iconic episode, kind of. Like, just, it introduced, you know, the concept of holiday episodes. Very good episode. Always liked the way it ends with the Flying Dutchman and then he gets scared off like that. Great episode. Good time all around. I was a teenage Gary. Honestly, D tier. Never really liked Squidward's animal abuse shenanigans, let's be frank. And then there's like, it just kind of drags on after that. Honestly, that's about all there is to I Was a Teenage Gary. It drags on after showing how horrible and neglectful Squidward is. And then there's like, you know, everybody obsesses over the lost scene in the episode that never existed. There was never a transformation scene for Squidward. I don't know where people are getting that from. But moving on, SB129, Easy S. What bad can I say about SB129? There is no bad about it. It shows from Squidward's point of view how bad SpongeBob and Patrick are. He runs off and then tries to find someplace where he can just do the one thing he wants to do on his day off while they are following him and annoying him. And then he ends up getting cruelly locked in the freezer just for wanting peace and quiet. Getting frozen for 2,000 years. And then having to come to terms with the fact that he is in the future. That entire episode, like, from the beginning, from the SB129 title card to the end, it made me come to terms with existential dread very early on in my life. Like, that episode is wild. And there's, like, the elevator, or I guess it's the time machine, but it looks like an elevator. The time machine, the way that looks, just with the pink and green. The episode itself seems more dulled and bleaker in color, too. Like, it looks like a creepypasta, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it looks like it was intentionally made to be creepy instead of, like, made to just be another episode. That's one thing that I absolutely love about season 1 of SpongeBob. Is just it's all cheerful and colorful and such, but, like, at the same time, if you really look, and it's probably because the art style, the era it came out in, the 90s to early 2000s, like, it looks darker and it looks rougher because, I think every frame was hand drawn at that point. So, like, it looks rougher around the edges. It has more character than modern SpongeBob. I didn't want to turn this episode or this video into me crapping on modern SpongeBob, but there's no other way around it. It had more character back then. Like, I saw the SB129 sequel episode. I saw a review on that. I refused to watch it myself, I'm gonna be honest. So sure, I don't have all of the facts on what I'm hating on, but saw a review for that episode. Oh my, it bothered me on so many levels. Anyways, I could devote an entire episode to SB129, and I might in the future. I don't know, depending on how well this video does, if people actually care about SpongeBob content from a 22-year-old man at 11:30 in the morning. Or at night, sorry. I'm tired. Okay, Karate Choppers. Another A tier, I would say. Really introduces the concept of karate. Also, like, let's be real, karate was 100% just a metaphor for particular adult activities. That or drugs. It was either the under the sheet shuffle or drugs. That's about all I've got because I haven't watched that one in forever. But like, I do remember the scene where they've got the park entirely chopped up. That is just a crossover with that episode in regular show. Random thought. Mordecai and Rigby, clean up this mess or you're fired. Okay, enough. I don't know why I'm doing random voices. I'm sorry, not. If I apologized, I would be lying. Sleepy time. Anyways, to get back to the thing I'm recording. Sleepy time is... I'm going to go with C. I like the concept. I just don't really care for the execute. Actually, no, B tier. But I like the concept, not really on the execution on every part. Once again, don't really like the Sandy portion of it, but like Patrick in the Endless Abyss, on the seahorse thing, that is always funny. It will always be something that I can just look at and go, huh, that's a thing that exists. But like, that really kind of carries this episode. I don't like the Squidward segment. I feel like it dragged on a bit too long. Otherwise, like, pretty good episode. Pretty solid. Suds is going to be another B tier. It's an episode that exists. Like, it's nothing special, but it's also nothing, like, bad. I feel like there's too many iconic scenes in it to really warrant giving it anything below B tier. But, I don't know. It's an episode. It exists. Valentine's Day. I'm gonna put this in F just because I hate the holiday. When you're in a relationship, it feels like the spotlight's on you, and, you're making everybody who's single feel like shit. When you're single, the spotlight is on everybody else, and you are just pushed to the background. I could go on a long rant about why Valentine's Day pisses me off from either perspective, but I'm not gonna do that. Just know that I absolutely hate that holiday, no matter my relationship status. That being said, I defy you, Heartman, is just an amazing scene. It is fantastic. So, F tier solely because I hate Valentine's Day, but it'd probably be a C tier if that line was in any other episode. Speaking of C tier, the paper is going to get put in C. It's not a bad episode. It just, once again, not one of my favorites. Also, the entire cut section. Like, I kind of wish they had kept that in there, where originally SpongeBob was supposed to fight off an army with the piece of paper. Like, I get why they didn't do it. I can't imagine an 11-minute times, like, I can't imagine doing all that in 11 minutes would be terribly easy, and the animating side of it would probably be a nightmare. But, like, I feel like that'd be B tier at least. That's all I really got. Arg, gonna go with a B tier. Good episode. Not really too much to it, honestly. I do like, when they realize that they're following the board games map. That's also I thought you said Weast. That part is also entertaining, but like, all in all, pretty good episode all around, but not amazing. I would say B tier here is definitely like good middle ground, good episode. A tier is above average, and S tier is just the best of the best. Speaking of S tier, Rock Bottom goes in S. So, another story that goes in line with SB129, Rock Bottom actually tapped into a fear of mine. Why is it that every time I go to record, there are weird noises from outside? What in... Anyways, I'm gonna probably leave that in there because I don't know if that'll be audible from... I don't know if it would have picked up on my mic, but Rock Bottom tapped into a fear early on for me. Like, the thought of being stranded in a foreign place scared the crap out of me as a kid. Like, these days my sense of direction's way better, and my sense of independence is much better. But like as a kid, just like living through the screen watching SpongeBob in Rock Bottom scared the crap out of me. And like, it has that happy ending where the bilingual guy there sends him back up to Bikini Bottom. But like, what kind of fish is that guy? The only way I can really clarify who he is calling him bilingual, because he speaks, he has the native Rock Bottom accent, and he speaks just regular Bikini Bottom speak. But because he, after SpongeBob thanks him, he doesn't do the thing with his tongue. But yeah, no, Rock Bottom's just really good episode. The deep ocean terrifies the hell out of me. Like, I don't like the thought of being stranded in the ocean. So like, it kind of taps into that. I kind of blame the SpongeBob movie for Philosophophobia being part of my personality. Because the scene when the Cyclops picks them up, where they're just in the murky green water with all the like kelp, that creeped me out as a kid. Like that scene just embedded itself in my head, and not a fan of it. Man, I'm starting to think I need to rewatch like season 1, the movie. Like, I'm starting to think I need to rewatch all these though, because like there's some really good content. Speaking of good content, this is not one of them. F tier. Other than, hey Patrick, what am I? Stupid? No, I'm Texas. What's the difference? I cannot think of any reason whatsoever that Texas is a good episode. I don't like it. Walking Small, C tier. I mean, it's nothing terribly special. There's the whole like Plankton trying to make SpongeBob stand up for himself section, I guess, that kind of shows like Fun did, where Plankton's not entirely a bad guy. But then there was, the whole using SpongeBob for land development. That wasn't very nice. Fools in April. A tier, only because I haven't watched this episode to death. Pretty good, all around. Really shows how much of a dick Squidward is. Speaking of Squidward, y'all ever think he ever just puts his nose in his mouth just to see what it feels like? Cause like, I'm just saying, you got that big thing on your face, like. I'm just saying, Neptune's spatula. A or B? I'm gonna go with A. Like, I like the fact that it shows Neptune just making mounds of patties, and SpongeBob is taking his time making a perfect Krabby Patty, and like, everybody just gets disgusted by Neptune's. Like, it really is just the pen is mightier than the sword kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I really like that episode, though. 2 left. And I think I remember which Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy this one is. I think. So, if I'm wrong, I will probably correct myself in the comments. Hooky. I mean, A tier, because it's got a good theory behind it. Like, don't get addicted to drugs is basically like the metaphor behind Hooky. Like, that's about it. Good episode, pretty good episode. I don't know, there's really not much to Hooky. Like, it's just a all-around pretty solid episode. And finally, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the episode where SpongeBob wins the conch signal out of, I think it's a cereal box. No, he wins from the competition where he made the um, life-size replicas of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy out of patty meat, and he wins the conch shell. And then the entire time he's annoying the hell out of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Which dick move, SpongeBob. And then that introduces the Dirty Bubble as a character. You know what? It can come right down here with Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 1. It's not a horrible episode. Like, there are better episodes. There are better episodes. You know, I think I'm actually going to drop Employee of the Month down. I don't know where it was in the lineup, but whatever. I think I'm going to drop that down. It's not... I'm not dissing on the episode. I'm just like, I don't want too many S tiers. As it is, there's more S tiers than D, E, and F. Like... But yeah, I think this is what I'm going with. I mean, 3 F tier episodes, one of them being because I just watched it too much. Like, I feel like that is really good, especially considering, you know, one of the other ones is just because I hate the holiday. Like, theoretically, these two could go up a tier or up 2 tiers, depending. But, like, Texas, that is flat out. I despise that episode. Samsung has just been on the side of my screen advertising this whole time. Where's my royalties? But yeah, I don't really know where to go from here. You know, like, I obviously like early SpongeBob more than new SpongeBob. But, like, I don't subscribe to the idea that just because an episode is new, it can't be funny. Just like you shouldn't subscribe to that idea. Because, like, you know, new episodes can have their jokes. But what you should subscribe to is me. Shameless plug. Am I getting better at these whole shilling out and trying to get you to subscribe things? Because if I am, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. I will catch you all in the next one.